What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where today I want to talk a little bit about our quarterback and some recent news that he met with a couple of NFL legends, a couple of the best to ever lace it up at their positions, and two guys that can give him a lot of game on things that he can do. Okay, so what I'm excited here to talk about is Anthony Richardson meeting up with Joe Montana. And I think that's an important meeting. It's not like, these guys meet with a great quarterback and they're going to become a Hall of Fame. That's not the reality of the situation, but it is soaking up that knowledge, right? And when you go by person, like the way some of these young guys are able to meet these NFL guys, right? These older NFL guys, right? The rookies coming in, rookie quarterbacks coming in, they had a chance to speak with Tom Brady, right? Which seems to be what Tom Brady does every year. He did the same thing last year and talked with some of the rookies. If you're the kind of person, right, and Anthony Richardson, it seems like he is the kind of person that is not only a quick learner, but like because he wants to be great, he's going to take everything he hears, it's going to be locked away, and he's actually going to use what he heard, right? When he hears Tom Brady talk about what he did in his career to be great, when he hears what Joe Montana did in his career to be great, and the great thing about speaking to Joe Montana is, and what it was reported, is that they were talking about football and giving advice about football. Now, there was also talks about what to do off the field and business ventures and things like that, things to get into, charitable work, business ventures. So those sorts of things were definitely a topic of the conversation. But for the purposes of football and what we're talking about here, it's just interesting to me of what they could have been talking about, right? You look at Shane Steichen's system is a form of West Coast. Some of the things and some of the principles and line, kind of in the run game, the motions and the different things that Shane Steichen does. It's like it's not completely West Coast, but he has a lot of West Coast theme in his offense. So I think being able to pick the brain of somebody like Joe Montana who ran that West Coast offense better than anybody ever, basically. I think that is going to be key, right? Anything that Anthony Richardson could ask him about, right? Some of those minute details that the people at that level, like the things that they talk about, what is he able to hear from Joe Montana? And I think getting advice from guys like that can never hurt. And again, because of the kind of guy, the kind of person that Anthony Richardson is, the way his mind works, I just have all the confidence in the world that continuing to meet these guys is only going to prove to continue to help Anthony Richardson. It'll be exciting to see and kind of hear what it does. Anthony Richardson ever tell anybody what they talked about? It'd be interesting to hear what that is, but more so, does he enact on it on the field? When you look at what he does in 2024, can we see any semblance of, hey, maybe he picked that up from a vet, right? This is guy's basically a rookie. That's a veteran kind of move. That's a veteran read on this play. Does he pick anything up like that from these older guys? Does he keep a connection with these older guys? Is there going to be, a thing where one of these guys, not really a mentor, especially in Joe Montana's instance where he's very retired, I just don't know how much these guys would want to be involved, but a guy like Anthony Richardson, kind of human he is, maybe he keeps a connection with these guys going forward. You can only hope for that, right? Again, just having these conversations isn't going to make Anthony Richardson a Hall of Fame, but it is good that he's talking with Hall of Fame quarterbacks. It's also good that he's talking to a Hall of Fame running back. Got to meet up with Barry Sanders on the same day that he was able to meet up with Joe Montana, and that can only help, right? And how much can, in talking, how much can you really give somebody? I don't know the answer to that. Probably not a whole lot. Would probably be the more accurate answer there. But being able to talk with Barry Sanders, learning how to be a pro, right? You talk about, the consummate pro. You're talking guys like Larry Fitzgerald and Barry Sanders. And when you talk about the drive to be great and the correct mindset, like if you've ever listened to Barry Sanders talk, like you can just tell in his mindset that like he was always going to be that person. And some people are like that, whether it's just the way they are, whether it's the way they were raised. Being the way you were raised is a big part of it. But some people just come into the world with a different, they're different animals. Some people are really actually built different. Barry Sanders, one of those people. In my opinion, Barry Sanders is the greatest running back to ever play football. So our quarterback being an athletic quarterback, being a running quarterback, I think it's good for him to be able to talk to a guy like Barry Sanders, right? Getting any little tidbits that he can possible from him. Now, obviously, Joe Montana and Barry Sanders played a long time ago. The NFL, very different. A lot of the schemes are the same, right? But what they used to run, right? The offenses those guys used to run are very basic compared to what the NFL does nowadays. But those guys set the groundwork for what we have today. So, and things that Anthony Richardson's looking at. So, it'll be cool if Anthony Richardson can keep relationships with these guys and have him be, a bit of a mentor kind of deal, somebody to lean on, some old NFL Hall of Fame guys that he's going to be able to lean on. And I'm curious to see how anything that he learns from these older guys, how does that help him on the field? And then that's what we're waiting for, right? Sitting here, it's June 10th, man. Can't wait for the season. Training camp seems like it's forever away, right? We're going to be waiting, 5-6 weeks for training camp to come. And then the season's another, 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks of training camp. So we still have a little while, but we have some more content coming up. So make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime any of these videos do come out. Of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.